Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage and the Twingo. It's been a couple of weeks, I think, since the last video. All I needed was a new drive shaft so I could fit that and go to the MOT. It took a while. And yeah, there's a reason for that. I just want to mention how important it is as a society and as a human race to have traditions, because they will sort of act like markers in your life, showing you where you are in life and how you developed around those markers. According to Viktor Frankl, meaning or purpose in life is actually keeping us alive. Therefore, I ordered up the wrong drive shaft for this, because I always do that. It's just part of the game. It's part of how I do this stuff. Ordered the wrong one, had to send it back, and now I got the right one. That's the reason why it took so long, because, yeah. Yes, I know I do that quite a lot. No, it's not the supplier's fault. The thing is, well, sort of the supplier's fault, because there was no information about the drive shafts pretty much. When I went to order it, I got two options. There was a slight difference in length, around 1 millimeter, I think. Other than that, it just stated the engine code. And I checked, and it was the right code according to this. So I just ordered it. But I got a drive shaft without the ABS sensor, and the other one had the ABS sensor. You could see it on the pictures if you really look closely. The resolution wasn't that great. And I didn't know that I was supposed to look for that. No mention of ABS sensors on the description of the part, because if that was the case, I would have noticed. Anyway, I did it wrong. Now I got the right one. I really hope. It's still in the box over there. I have to take this off to be sure. But if that's not the right one, then I don't know what to do. So let's get to work. Traditions, very important. Remember to do the same mistakes all the time. Anyway, back to the Twingo. I'm going to remove the tire. I'm going to remove the hub nut. Hello, hub nut. That's another tradition. And remove that. Yep, it was pretty easy to get off. That's because I have recorded this entire bit once with the wrong drive shaft, but I just put everything back together because I noticed before getting any further than this. So from here on out, I don't know what will happen, what will be the issues and what will be easy. But what I hope to do is to undo the lower ball joint. That way I can probably just swing the entire thing out with the caliper and everything on it, and get access and get clearance enough to remove the drive shaft. I really hope that, because if that's the case, it's going to be very easy, hopefully. It's so greased up in here, of course. I was just about to say it's undercarriage protection, but it's not in this case. This is just all the old grease from the joint, of course. The CV joint. There we go. And then I'm just going to tap this into this groove in here. That will split open the joint a little bit. Making it easier to take apart, I hope. Will I have room for this tool? I don't want to damage. It's coming out easily. I don't want to pinch the rubber on the ball joint, because if I do that, it's an MOT fail. But I think actually that was enough. It was enough. That was easy. Nice. So if I'm really lucky, I can just swing this entire assembly out enough and push the drive shaft in enough to make it come out. I can't go much further than this without having to remove the caliper. But is it enough? Why am I not having the disposable gloves on for this? It's full of grease in here. I always wear the disposable gloves. Not today. I should have removed the ball joint for the steering. But now I'm just, it's gonna work. But it's so close, so I'm just gonna give it a go. Yep, it's out. Nice. Now, I'm not totally sure what will happen when I pull out the drive shaft, whether the oil will come out of the gearbox, but I think it will. So I'm gonna find something to put underneath at least to catch it. It's right there. Let's see if I can pull it out. It's gonna leak. Oh, it's just the inner. Ah, all right. Is that the gearbox oil coming out of that? I doubt it. This looks a bit peculiar. This in here looks like grease. The stuff will come out. Yeah, gearbox oil is not coming out, but the inner joint did come apart, which is not surprising because it's just inserted like this. The grease is just really nasty stuff. Just want to show you something. I was expecting oil to come out, and the reason for that was I did this. This is ChatGPT. It's not something that I use a lot, but I started to ask it some questions when I'm really, especially on my wife's Citroen C3. It had a lot of pollution issues with the DPF filter. I know nothing about that, so this was a great help to get in touch with the correct information, but take a look at this. So I have asked it, I have a Twingo from 1999 with the D-type engine, D7F. When I remove the drive shaft on the front right, will the gearbox oil drain? Let's ask it. Yes, some gearbox oil will come out when you remove the front drive shaft on a 1999 Twingo with the D7F, and it's got a long practical explanation and what to do about it and so on. It's also asking me which gearbox I have, so maybe if I fill that in, it will change its mind. But that just proves that I'm just a little bit smarter now than the AI. Because it doesn't drain. And the reason why it's not draining is because it got a axle stopper. I don't know if it's called that, but it's got this thing and a seal. Wow, I should have changed the speed sensor when I was at this point. It's a lot easier. It's up there. Changed that in the previous video. I love gearboxes with this design. I really dislike when it drains from the drive shafts because it's so annoying. And I also had issues with the seals. When you change the drive shaft, you can tear the seal and it can start leaking gearbox oil without you really noticing. So this kind of gearbox layout, that's definitely something that I like. I'm just going to tell it. I just took it out. No oil came out. Let's see what it will answer. It can happen. It's not weird. Oil level is low. Yeah. I'm just trying to tell it the truth now. It's just, it won't accept it. Anyway, let's put in the new one. Oh, I just got a bit of a scare because the new drive shaft looks a little different. It got this balancing thingy on it. The old one did not have that. But yeah, whether that matters, I don't know. I wonder if I should clean up that mess in there a little bit. I think I will. Not too much though, because the grease is just going to protect stuff from rusting, but I don't want grease in any kind of way being thrown at the brake disc, because that will make it a slippery one. And I do want this car to actually pass the MOT also. Just removing the worst of it. So I just want to say I know there is a lot of resistance and skepticism about ChatGPT and AI and so on, and I'm not sure that I like it much either. But one thing is for sure, it's a very, very good way to get a lot of information very, very quickly, but you still have to fact check everything if you want to be completely sure that it's actually true. Anyway, this is going in. And trust me, I'm really skeptical about it. It's actually not more than a couple of months back that I tried it the first time I had I just had that. If I do it once, then my mind will be forever destroyed. But I don't think it did. There we go. There we go. I think it's 280 Newton meters up here, but I don't have a torque wrench that goes so high, so I'm just gonna tighten it with my ratchet gun. It's gonna be fine. But the right thing would be, of course, to do it to the right specs. There we go. So I'm gonna throw on the wheel and then go to the MOT station. So hopefully the next scene will be me coming back with a happy face. Oh, wait a second, it's gonna be a happy face anyway. But on me, on my face, it will be a happy face or a sad face, depending on how that will go. Hopefully it will be an MOT. I think the chances are pretty good because everything seems pretty good. See you in a bit. Yay! Oh, but all is not well. The door is starting to be annoying again. Not as bad as before, but I think there's no way around the fact that the locking mechanism needs to be changed. So I just need to find one and change it at one point. Anyway, it's past the MOT with absolutely no issues, no advisories or anything. He was actually quite impressed, which is nice for once. This is going on. So this is it. The Twingo is revived. It was a pretty easy one, but remember it was actually just ran out of MOT when I picked it up. It was not that bad, but like all cars like this in my country, if you dig, you will find rust, and I did, and I found a lot, and I have now fixed it. Now it's ready to go for the next 2 years at least, but I don't think it will be the last video. There's a lot of small stuff that I would like to fix. Cleaning it, giving it another go on the paint job on the rear wings because it's not great. Freshening up the bumpers and so on. But mainly I'm gonna drive this and enjoy it for a bit and then see how I like it in a couple of weeks time and then take it from there. This will be, oh, it won't be all for now. There's one important thing, very important step on a revived car in my garage. You should go and get your own on my merchandise shop because it is going to increase the reliability a little. Not, but it looks pretty cool. And it's a great way to support me if you like the work that I do. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.